this again. I'll invite Ryan in here. Everybody, sorry you have to stare at my face. Yep, staring at my face. You got the invite, Ryan? Every week, man. Every week. Let's go. Okay. Invite has been sent to Ryan. It's a lovely face. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry. You got to stare at my face. Ryan, are you in here? Alex and Ryan, I'm getting you guys in here. Everyone's hello from America. Everyone's Wi-Fi is off. Oh my God! It says Ryan's unable to join. Dude, that's so savage. Everyone has to stare at my face. Okay, there's Ryan. Can you see me?
No, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I know what you look like. I talk to you every day. I don't give a bollocks what you look like. Oh, lads, what's happening?
What's up, big guy? Let's get Alex in here. I'm accepting. Let's go.
There he is.
Can you see him?
There he is.
Ryan?
Yeah, I can see. What's up?
I can see him. I can hear him. And Johnny, I can see you too, brother.
Yeah, we did it.
What's up, boys?
You know,
We did it.
just a bunch of fucking degenerates that can't figure out social media. What's new?
Yeah. I guess they don't teach Instagramming in Ireland.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, they don't teach Instagramming anywhere. You just have to be sad enough to just fucking get good at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who knew chefs would have to be so good at video editing and filmography?
Do you know what I mean?
They really should
started-
have that in a culinary school,
I know.
dude.
That needs to be a class. Culinary 101, film editing 101.
Instagram 101.
Fuck, this is so annoying. Bye, Ryan.
And now Ryan's paused. Later, Ryan, dude. Good to see you, man. It's good.
Oh my God.
By now we have this figured out, but we just fuck it together every week. So
Yeah. I mean, Ryan sent a text 14 minutes ago, said he's getting set up. I'm like,
no. Oh, now Alex is gone. Can anybody see them? Wow. Savage. Ryan got the boot.
No, it's just you.
It's just me. Is everyone just staring at me right now? That is so savage, dude. Wow. Well, it's great to be here with you guys.
what the fuck is happening?
Wait, what happened? Okay, you're back.
I don't know.
Wow, that was
Unreal.
savage.
All right, well, I'll just pretend like I won season 22.
Do you have a good Irish accent?
No, mate. I don't know. I don't know at all. I don't even know what that is. That might have been
I couldn't do it
Australia.
either. Someone asked me to do it the other day too, and I just destroyed it.
He talks so fast. It's hard to keep up
Imagine
with
how
it.
frustrated Ryan is just staring at his fucking phone trying to get on this.
Send me the invite. I don't even know how to send him an invite.
I do.
You're not handsome enough. You're not handsome enough to be the season 22 winner. You know that, yeah?
Listen, I'm 15 years older than you. Don't worry. Age catches up to us all.
Yeah, well, you look it too, brother, right? So don't fucking worry.
Listen, man. I'm aging as graceful as a 42-year-old chef can.
Yeah, you know what?
I
I
look
give
like
it
I'm
credit.
50,
Yeah, you are. You're like a fine wine.
Yeah.
All right. So,
A fine boxed wine.
What just happened there, lads?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Support the
whatever the fuck it is. It's a shit day here, lads. I can't blame the weather, but we can blame social media all we want.
I got great weather. Check this
Let me
out.
see it.
Fuck you.
That.
Where's that?
Dude.
That's Atlantic City.
What?
I'm in my room. I'm getting ready. Yeah, listen, every time I come here, this is my view.
Wow.
That's
So
unbelievable.
Gordon's coming up to do pre-shift soon with you, or?
Yeah, no.
No big shit.
No, Gordon came on opening night, and he's not been back since. You know he's in Ireland right now filming season 4 of Next Level Chef.
Yeah, they're doing next level
So-
chef in Wexford.
Yeah, I figured he was having dinner with your dad.
Yeah.
Is that not how it
I mean,
works?
that's the thing. He rang me, said he's going to meet up for a couple of pints over the weekend. I said, make sure you hit him up, all right?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Bring some haggis. Eat some
Yeah,
nasty
well,
food.
haggis is actually Scottish, but I'll leave you off with that one.
Oh, whatever. I don't fucking know. My geography sucks.
It's all right. I mean, this is the first time we've done this, so there's a lot to learn, all right? But don't worry, I'll keep you in check. I got
I'm
you.
taking notes. Don't worry, I'm taking
Yeah,
notes.
I don't know anything about Scottish food
Yeah,
at all, or Irish
me neither.
food, or
I know
any
Scotch. I
food.
know Scotch eggs are the fucking pinnacle of
Their
Scottish
cuisine.
food, and deep fried Mars bars. That's about it. Deep fried Mars bars and fucking Scotch eggs. Yeah, you heard me.
Scotch
Deep
Mars
eggs
fried
and
bars?
Mars bars. Yeah.
Mars bars.
You know what a Mars
Like a
bar
candy
is?
bar? A candy
Yeah.
bar.
Deep fried chocolate bar.
That sounds like some shit that we do in the South.
It's
You can't hear me?
It's banging. It's banging.
I can hear you. You're fine.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, John.
Alex, why can't we see you? My season is on Hulu. They took it off for like 3 months, but it's back on Hulu now.
Yeah, what was up with that?
I
Yeah.
think they took my season off Hulu when y'all season started.
Okay.
I think to draw more attention to the new season. But it's back up now. Now, why it's not on YouTube uncensored, I have no idea because they usually throw that up after the fact, but it's still not up there yet.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's so much more
Yeah.
fun to watch your season with all the fuck bombs in
Yeah.
there. It's just so much more exciting.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to watch
Uncensored.
mine with that, but it wouldn't be saying anything. It would just be beep 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 if it was the way it was. But then, like hearing myself cursing, I mean, it's a daily thing anyway. But I mean, I'd be pretty alarmed at how much I curse if they didn't have the beeps in.
Well, luckily you got that winner's edit, so they made you look way nicer than you actually
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. That's it.
I'd like
how that
to
works out, yeah.
think they didn't edit anything. They were just like, this is how he is, and this is him through and through.
Yeah.
I mean, there are definitely moments it's been 2 years, obviously, for all of us. So it's hard to remember just the things that you probably said under your breath, when you're on a station and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's just, there's no telling how many times we did
Yeah.
all that. But,
It's crazy.
we all,
I mean, the amount
we all
the
got
amount-
good edits.
Yeah, the amount of times I called Jason a cunt was insane. So I mean, I'm glad they put that out there.
I mean, the amount of times I called him a cunt was insane. And I don't even know the guy. I'm at home about to throw a boot through my TV like, what the fuck is this dude
I know,
doing?
and I get upset, and all of America thinks I'm the fucking crybaby. So whatever, dude.
Oh, the hot piece. I had people talking to me last night. Listen. All weekend long at Hell's Kitchen, every guest has been like, what about Jonathan being a hot sack of shit? And I'm like, oh my God. People are ragging on you here. It's so funny.
It's cool.
It's so
I'll
Question
take
of
it,
the
dude.
day.
I'll take it. Yeah, at least I left
so
there with a cool nickname, right?
This is true. You should get like a jersey with that on the back.
Yeah,
It's a hot sack of shit.
I get you one of these ones. Yeah, I get you a Cork jersey with crybaby on the
Yeah.
back.
You get a number 2, hot sack of shit, put season 22 on the front. We get you a whole HK soccer jersey branded.
Amazing, dude. I don't know if it's gonna blow up like the
Brilliant.
idiot sandwich, but it might be that good.
I mean, we could make it that viral. I think it's just you got to make an attempt at it.
Yeah, I think so.
So how's life been since the finale aired, boys?
Insane.
Nuts.
Yeah, a blur.
No, yeah. A complete blur. I'd like to say that I was on the wagon and then off the wagon, but at the same time, like, I just fell off the wagon 2 weeks ago, and I'm still celebrating. And it's fantastic because, like, a lot of people. I mean, the most asked question that I get every single day is like, "Why aren't you in Vegas? When are you going to Vegas? What's happening in Vegas?" And I don't have the time to be like telling everybody what the story is. I haven't even spoken to anybody from Hell's Kitchen yet. Nobody has reached out. I haven't reached out to anybody. I'm waiting for them to come to me in due time. It will all fall into place. When I know what I'm doing, I'm sure I will let everybody know. So for the time being, if you don't know or you want to know, nothing's happening. I'm still going about my daily life, putting my fingers into different pies, all of the pies actually.
Wow.
Sexy and Edgy is going to be coming soon. Website will be dropping after the weekend. So I mean, merchandise should be here by the end of the week, hopefully by the start of next week, so everybody can get your Sexy and Edgy t-shirts that you've all been gagging for. Everybody is frothing for Sexy and Edgy.
Gagging is not the term to use right there. That's a term.
Gagging, it is. It's a term. It's a terminology we use in Ireland. If you're gagging for something, you really want it.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Is that going to be your OnlyFans name, Sexy and Edgy?
So you know what? It could be, because I'm thinking about just doing one called Only Ravioli, where I just make ravioli in an apron. That's it.
Oh God!
it. You know they want it, Alex. You know they want it, and you do too. Don't I, Chef?
That doesn't mean you have to give it. That doesn't mean you have to give it to them.
That
Hey, if they want it, you got to give it. I'm a man of the people.
Oh shit! So how? I have a question for you, for both of you, based off of what I dealt with the day after the finale aired. So there's 313 people watching right now. Tons of obviously comments littered throughout this entire thing. How has it been handling just an insane amount of followers jumping from the day before the finale to the day after the finale? You get 10,000, 15,000 extra followers. What's that like dealing with all of the influx of DMs and comments and messages?
Dude, they're still coming in. It's still tough. Like, it's cool. The words of encouragement are really cool to hear. Yeah, it's nice. It is overwhelming. It's a lot. Luckily, like on the flight back, I had time to look at things. We were in Miami, so I had like a 6-hour flight to kind of like, I tried to keep up with them, but it becomes a lot, dude. You open your phone and it's like 20 new ones.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, and they're nice messages. I wish I could get back to all of them, but it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I'm on the exact same boat, man. I mean, it's like I still haven't gone through the messages, because then you have regular messages, you have emails, you have your DMs, and then you have message requests, and then you have hidden requests. So there's 3 layers of different messages in your fucking DMs. So I'm like, there's no way I can get to all of them, which is why I had to put out a message the day after saying, look, thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. You know, 99.9% of you have been actually very nice to me. There's obviously people in there that will throw shade at you. But I haven't seen them all. I will get to them eventually. But I mean, the freaking maniac that I am, I took 2 days off and I went straight back to work because I just wanted to get back in the kitchen. So I didn't give myself enough time to actually like relish in it or, you know, let it resonate with me. So I think it was actually good for me to go back to work though, because like I said, I'm not a social media entity. I'm trying to up my content game, you know, content king and all that. And I just want to try and up it a little bit more, but it's a lot, man. You know, having a full-time job, you know, running a restaurant, as you know, is a lot, and then having to do social media on the side. Like today, I'm gonna have to start making videos and stuff, but it is overwhelming. But at the same time, lads, it's not like we didn't ask for it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Now that we have it, we have to run with it. You know, so you know, if you ask and you get, and you have to deal with it. So I think it's very good that we're doing it. You know, I'm learning every day. You know, I talked to a PR team the other day and a talent manager, and I learned a lot about the industry through talking to them and, you know, how the world works with, you know, going into celebrity chef terms and, you know, having to move around and stuff like that. So it's very eye-opening, but, you know, I'm here for it. You know, we're chefs, we pivot. But it's a new learning experience, and I think me and Johnny are both excited for what's coming. There's big things coming for both of us, but we just don't want to, you know, let the cat out the bag just yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy that even a year after my finale is over, all the same things you're dealing with, I'm still dealing with right now. So
of course.
the wave isn't as short and fast as you think it is. It will last a little bit longer, but it also depends solely on how much gas you're willing to put on the fire. You know, what do you want out of it? I have learned, you know, in my middle-aged life now that it's really, knowing things is great, but who you know and how you treat people is 1,000 times more important than what you know, because you can pick things up along your journey, but it's really hard to meet the right person all the time. And so making those connections, learning about new people, being kind, that will take you so much farther than, you know, knowing how to execute a perfect dish. Nobody really gives a shit about that. They want to know who you are. They want to know what about you, and they want to know that they want to work with you. And then that's when you kind of start to weave your way into this thing. And it's the things that I've gotten to do in the last year, the things that you both will be able to do in the next year, it's going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
Like the people that you're going to meet, the opportunities that you're going to get. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would cook with Thomas Keller, ever. Yeah. And then, you know, I get a phone call.
That's
magic. Might have been like,
you know what I mean? Like that's magic to be taken on by Naisha. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's nuts.
Like being recognized in TSA, even just in the car, like in my city, people like, oh my God, were you on Master Chef? I'm like, no, wrong guy. Master Chef Junior.
I get that all the time. I loved you on Top Chef. I'm like, okay,
yeah, wrong one.
Close.
Like the very next day when me, Johnny, and Sammy, we did an interview at the Intercontinental Miami, and they had their social media person there, and they tagged us, and it was like Top Chef winner Ryan O'Sullivan, and I was like, I literally just fucking told you. We just did an interview about Hell's Kitchen and he put in Top Chef. I was like, wrong TV show. We just had this conversation. Like, literally 10 seconds before they posted it.
It's crazy.
So I think people might do
crazy.
it on purpose just to piss you off. Like, because I was like, there's no way you could just forget we had a conversation about this 10 seconds ago, 10-second Tom. You know what I mean?
They just weren't listening to you. They just weren't listening.
Yeah.
They were waiting long enough
had
for
no
you to
idea
stop
what I was
talking.
saying. Yeah, they were like,
That's
this
very
guy needs
possible.
subtitles in real life.
Yeah. Who's running captions for this guy? Anybody?
No, I think the majority of people are used to the accent by now. I hope they are anyway. But if they're not, they still enjoy listening to me because a lot of people think that I sound like I'm singing when I'm talking. You know what I mean? So it's nice to listen to. I believe I'm sick of listening to myself and seeing myself. So you know, if anybody has an input on that, yeah, that'd be great.
Sick of seeing us hug too. Don't worry. Everyone's got a problem with two grown ass men just like loving it out.
Y'all definitely leaned into the bromance part of that for sure.
Well, you know what though? That's the way it is, man. And like, there's this one lady, I had to block her every day on the hour, every fucking hour. She would send me some sort of abusive message about me and Johnny being friends. I'm not even going to go into it because I'll offend a lot of people. Like, I had to block her. Like, and her fucking profile was just like Furbies, like different Furbies. I was like, no, I can't, man. I sent Johnny some of the messages.
Yeah, psychopath, dude.
There are some very interesting people on social media. One guy sent me a message, and he asked me that if I would post more videos with socks on my feet.
Yeah. Oh, I think we're all getting that same guy.
Same dude.
Yeah.
Same dude.
And I'm just like, what?
Asking me what shoes I'm wearing.
I get asked what kind of watch I'm wearing all the time. I'm like,
I
it's an
got
Apple.
that last week.
Yeah,
I wasn't even wearing a watch.
Hey, Alex, what watch were you wearing in episode 3? I'm like, bro, I don't know.
Yeah.
No clue.
Did you wear a watch
Casio
when you were in the kitchen?
Yes, 100%. I needed to time those wellies.
Well, see, we only had 2 watches. Ryan busted his watch, I think, week 3.
No, it was like the second day we went parasailing. He fucking dipped us in the water.
Okay, so Ryan's watch was gone, and we only had Jermaine's watch, which we would like put by the meat cooling station. So when we would like throw stuff in, we'd hit it and kind of look at it and stuff. But Jason told us straight off the bat, like, do not use these timers. Do not use these timers.
No timers.
Well, when we got to the red kitchen, Sammy is like putting a welly in, wearing black jackets, and she uses a timer. We're like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, we're supposed to use the timers. Christina told us to use the timers.
There's different rules on that side of the wall.
Yeah.
Why? Like, it's nuts. Like, I was cooking blind the whole time. I'm just like, I think that's 14 minutes. Let's go check.
Yeah, so first black jacket dinner service, I'm on meat station, and I mean, I am getting absolutely demolished. I have maybe 16 Wellingtons in the oven, a couple of lamb racks, some New York strips going. I have a piece of parchment paper, and I have got like all these times written down, and I'm just jockeying these Wellingtons around. Yeah. It's so hard to keep up with because you take 2 in, you put 2 out, you put 2 more in, and you're just changing the levels.
Gordon know you were using the parchment because I've seen him rip the parchment in an old one. I saw him.
Nope.
Really, he had no idea.
No, and I killed the whole service until the very last New York strip. And it was like 45 or 50 steaks, Wellingtons in, and that last one was rare raw. And I was like, fuck, man, like killed the whole service. But it's so much to keep up with on that station when you're just getting hammered and handling the whole. And that's the thing is, like, you never know which station's going to get hammered.
Yeah, it is.
It's just
that's the thing.
Luck of the draw.
But you know what though? The way that it works is that, like, if you actually think about it, he can be fish heavy, meat heavy, app heavy, or he can just be like on top of garnish. Like, I think that no matter what the night is, he puts somebody specifically in a spot designed to get him fucked. You know what I mean? Like, not that I'm saying like garnish is an easy station. It's the easiest station of them all.
Yeah.
But like when he put Jermaine on it on steak night, and he had to think about like there's simple things, but when you think about it, you got an awful load of fucking garnishings that have to go to each table. You got four dishes that have to go to each table on top of all the garnishings that go with each dish. Like that night, other than steaks, would have been the toughest because you had to do fucking 15, 16 different things at the same time. Yeah. And I think that was like stations are designed for people to get kicked out because he knows they're going to fucking fail on it. And if you rock it out, good fucking more power to you. You know what I mean? Because I think that sometimes stations are designed to get people off the show.
We had one extra person than your season in our first Black Jacket service, and we still sunk. We still fucking I don't know.
Speak for yourself, buddy. I didn't make a fucking single mistake, yeah.
I don't think we got kicked out, but he stopped taking orders.
Yeah. To me, I think garnish for certain chefs is a very simple station. I think it comes down to your ability to lead, delegate, and compartmentalize your tickets. And I mean, after he walks away, it's your kitchen. Like, because you're really leading the checks, you're calling the checks, you're running up to the pass to see what's written down because we've forgotten 30 times. I think it just depends on who is running it. I also think that in some cases, Gordon puts you on stations to protect you because he doesn't want to see you gone. So, he doesn't want to put you on a station that might have the possibility of getting buried. So like for me, he put me on apps like 5 times and I'm like, why the fuck am I still on apps? And it's like, oh, he doesn't want you to get.
Yeah. I couldn't help but think that like the night I tried, like our second night, I tried to help Matthias, and then it just happened the next night I'm on Fish with Matthias as like, here's an opportunity to really work together. And I remember thinking to myself like, oh, this is kind of, all right. I could have called this myself, I could have guessed this.
Yeah. How did you manage this? How'd y'all manage the sleep deprivation?
I slept.
I mean, I don't sleep for the best of days anyway, you know what I mean? I genuinely don't. So, like, for me, it was kind of like, but saying that, I was the last one out of bed every morning. I would just stay in bed until somebody physically came in and said, Ryan, you need to get the fuck up. Because what they would do is they'd turn on the lights, and then everybody would get up, and they'd pitter-patter around the dorm. And then Johnny would get up, and he'd say, right, I'm going to make a coffee. Do you want a coffee? He'd say yes, and I'd still be in bed. And then the phone would ring, and they'd say, will you get Ryan out of bed? And I'd say, yeah, 2 minutes. And then somebody would actually physically have to come into the room and be like, right, you need to get the fuck up now and do a COVID test. You're like, you're still in bed. That was every day. And I'm like, come take the fucking covers, I'm naked.
Ryan and I had the room to ourselves, bro. Tad was our roommate, and Matthias was, and they were like 1 and 3 to go home. So the second day we went home, we had the room all to ourselves, dude.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So sleep was.
It's almost more room for activities with those boys gone.
Yeah, man. I slept like shit. I got about 90 minutes a night. It was pretty terrible. I was always the first or second one up, making coffee for everybody. Like,
so you're the one who left the coffee in the coffee pot, huh?
Yeah. We got there. There was still
the
coffee.
Whole week.
Yeah, bro, still there.
Walked in and the coffee pot was full. You were like,
that might have been me. I don't know. Who knows? But that last 2 days, I don't remember anything.
Yeah. So
it was just a blur.
Did you sleep with who was the lad that had the CPAP machine?
Billy and Zeus both had CPAP machines, but Zeus was gone by day 2.
Is Zeus the fella that got hit by a shark?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I've heard a few stories.
He did not get bitten by a shark.
No, the guy has like 300 followers on Instagram. He's not even a chef, is he?
He is a chef. I think he's in Maryland. I found out the day after the finale at the hotel while I was getting breakfast that the whole shark thing was not real.
He never got bitten by a shark?
No, it was apparently the story of how he got that scar wasn't good enough, so they told him to create something, and that's what he was like, I was underwater stabbing the shark 200 times, and we're all like, how are you going to stab a shark 200? Imagine making this motion underwater 200 times. It's absurd.
And he, like, his elimination just didn't feel real too. Like when he was like, chef, I want to say something. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because like an hour before that, he sat me down on the couch. He was like, hey, do you think this is how it's going to go every night? I'm definitely never going to let this thing happen again. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then, like an hour later, I was like, oh, that's what he meant because he's leaving.
Yeah. It was like, yeah, peace, lads. I got to go. Yeah, fuck this shit.
That was a tough one. It was crazy. My team just got assassinated for like 4 days in a row. It was really hard to watch.
And then that's
we were pretty shitty,
right? They switched.
Yeah,
they went from
the whole point of my season, Battle of the Ages, just became a normal season after like day 5.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's all right.
All right. So, boys, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty, the same things that we ask the same people every week, yeah? Alex, I think Johnny's going to have 1 or 2 questions too, but we'll make them We'll make them PG. So your favorite moment of your season and your least favorite moment of the season, and of course, who would you like to punch in the throat the most?
My favorite moment from the season was probably listening to my wife lose her shit when I walked through the door. Everybody needs to have someone that cheers that hard when they see you win.
Yeah.
To know that it's like a real, raw, visceral reaction, like they're actually that proud for you. There's not that many people in the world that actually clap when you win. And when you have someone that is that excited, man, that to me, obviously COVID fucked us all up pretty bad in this industry. But like, I had built my restaurant with my 2 hands, and it was my baby, and it was gone. And to have this kind of full circle moment where it kind of validated everything that I had done, every book that I had bought, every stage that I had done, all the moments of self-doubt, and to come out of COVID and then to turn around and win that thing, that was obviously, there's no other greater moment to me than the win.
Of course. But I mean, when you think about it, like, obviously COVID was a fucking horrible, horrible thing. Probably the best thing that could have happened to you with the restaurant and putting you in the position that you were in.
Yeah, COVID was the worst and best thing that ever happened to my career. It's crazy that it became that, but it really did. It was out of tragedy, triumph came.
Yeah.
So I love the perspective shift on how COVID really transformed everything. The worst, man, for me, it was just the sleep and dealing with Billy. Like it was, oh my God, dude, it was so much. And he had that CPAP machine, and you're already sleeping with one eye open because you don't know these psychopaths that you're in the same room with.
Yeah.
And I'm a 6'4", 200, and at the time 30-pound man, and I'm sleeping on this twin-size box spring, and there's a camera right above me, and it's hot as absolute fuck in the room.
Yeah, it is.
And so I slept terrible. And so cooking, dinner services, challenges, that was the easy thing. For me, it was the hour and a half of sleep I got a night. That was the tough stuff.
That's fucking brutal. That's brutal.
Yeah.
Okay, and did Cheyenne answer the question for you?
What was the question?
She said no spoilers, lads, but he wants to punch me in the throat the most.
I love Cheyenne, man. She and I sat in a limo on the way to HK the first day, and trying to talk to her was like trying to crack open an oyster with a brick. Like she was not. I was like, "So what do you do?" She's like, "I'm a cook." I was like, "Where?" She's like, "Ohio."
The restaurant.
It was just the most random thing. But she was, I mean, I've never seen a 21-year-old execute that well, especially under a high stress level like HK. I think Cheyenne showed up and showed out extremely well.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so who would you punch?
Billy.
Billy?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it was just...
You're about to mean you're not a true blue, no? Fucking hell.
With Abel? Didn't you and Abel beef a little bit? Or was that just one conversation? Yeah, AB. Yeah, didn't you guys have...
Yeah, what I wish they would have shown is AB and I had a really good, hard conversation kind of after that blow-up.
Of course.
Like a day or two later, we had a really hard conversation. I was like, bro, like, you're kind of coming off like a dick. Everybody kind of thinks it. Just kind of chill out and bring that down a little bit. You're standing up when you're talking to everyone that's sitting down. So it's coming down like it's a dictatorship almost. Like when you're standing up, talking down to people, it feels like you're being yelled at in a way. So that's, you got to lead from the same level. And the next day, he stood up and he was like, all right, I got something to say. All right, hang on, let me sit down. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
He's learning.
Yeah, they didn't show that conversation, but we finished like very well. Like we're totally cool now.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody actually kind of came off like, not disliking each other. I mean, I can only talk for the three of us here. And I think, it's fair in saying that, I don't think I dislike anybody from my season. And it's, fair to say that, you probably don't dislike anybody from your season either, because previous seasons hated each other.
Well, I think they've done a really good job of turning. The casting has changed so much. Like they went from finding people that could kind of cook with dynamic personalities to people that can really cook with personalities. Yeah. And I think the level of talent that is now on this show has turned up to 11, where it was at like a 3 in the beginning. And I mean, obviously food has changed. Like I saw people comparing like y'all's plating skills to Megan's plating skills on season 14. But if you look at how much food has changed in the last 12 years, it's night and day. I mean,
Yeah.
just the amount of access we have to Instagram photos and other chefs across the world, you can't. It's almost impossible to compare a chef from today to a chef from 2008.
Possibly, yeah.
It's not.
Sure.
It's the world's not the same at all.
Yeah. The whole industry's
Yeah,
changed.
it has.
Yeah.
But I think for the better as well, though.
And I think,
Oh,
like you said,
100%.
the show has kind of grown into that too, and it's updated to rise to that. I think the same thing too. I think it's completely different than the old school like scenes that you kind of watch, those shorts and things you see where the idiot sandwich and those idiots and like some of their signature dishes receiving a 1 and stuff, and like I don't think the show is really trying to go that direction anymore. And
Yeah,
it's the one cooking show I described to people that they really want to see you fail. Like they really highlight, like someone told me one time they were just watching an hour's worth of people failing, because it's not like where other shows they like the chefs build each other up. They, it's kind of like really just impacts on like whose mistakes and that. So I think they're trying to get away from that, which is good.
yeah. I mean, obviously Ramsay has also changed so much in the last 15, 20
Yeah.
years as he's gotten older. As really, I mean, society has changed what is acceptable and what is not acceptable with the way you're able to talk to people and you know, 20 years ago, Ramsay calling you a hot sack of shit would have been the appetizer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he would have lit you up with a litany of words that you would have
Yeah.
left feeling like your colon had been ripped out of your
Yeah.
butthole. Like it's not,
Yeah.
but as he's grown and changed and had kids and evolved, he's much more of a mentor now. Who, I mean, obviously his shtick on HK is not the same as it is on MasterChef.
No, of
He's
course not.
but
He's
like
different
that's
taste,
his
different
real
character.
personality. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And he has to adapt with that as well. Like, I mean, when, he's on Next Level Chef, he's not that guy. He's trying to be a mentor. Like, in Hell's Kitchen, he's there to bust your balls. He wants you to
Yeah.
perform like it's his restaurant. Like, I always say it, we sent it to Johnny, Boiling Point
So good.
on YouTube. You can watch his old Boiling Point. He is literally the fucking chef that he was looking for his 3 Michelin star, the way he talks to people in Hell's Kitchen. Well, he used to talk to him, because there's this one snippet that sticks out in my mind the most where I can't remember what season she was on, but he's like, "You fat, sweaty pig, you bring me fucking spinach like that again."
Yeah.
He was like, "I'll fucking kick you out." He was like, "Call her a fat, sweaty pig." I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that would not fly today at
No,
all.
no.
Like
But
at
I mean,
all.
I'd love to be involved in it still. Like, if he was dishing out abuse like that, I'd be like, "Oh fuck shit!" Like,
Well,
I'd be there for it, but it's bad.
half the time when he was yelling at Billy or someone, I'd be in the background just being like, "I'm sorry." He'd be like, "Alex, keep it together, be professional," and I'm like, "I can't, man." He's so funny. He's so funny, and it's hard to take him seriously when he was just talking shit to people, but it's just
Yeah.
part of the thing.
And he's
I
quick
wish
with it though. He's
I
fucking
wish they
so
had
quick
shown
with it.
in
Like,
that part
100%.
where we got to yell at him in the
Dry
closet.
storage, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't show that from our season. I don't know why, it just didn't fit in. But we definitely did that, and it was hilarious, dude. I couldn't keep it
yeah,
together.
it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It was.
that was one of the funniest moments, man. Like I was like, "You
Yeah.
want me to say that to you?"
he made me call him a sack of shit on a hot day, and I was dying laughing. And he was like, "Keep it together. Like, what's so funny?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Give me a second, Jeff. Give me a second."
Yeah,
I remember
it's
that.
such a weird,
Yeah.
I love
so weird.
when you put on his accent, Johnny. It's so funny. It's like he can't pronounce his R's. Keep it together, young man.
It's my
How-
own time.
What was it like coming back home the day after the finale or 2 days after the finale? How displaced did you feel?
It
Because I
took
remember
like a week.
it took me months.
Yeah, it took me like a week for my adrenaline to come back. I remember my close friends, I saw them like, I slept the day after and like completely just hung out at home like with my daughter. And then the next day I saw some of my close friends and we were hanging out and I was like disconnected and they were like, "Are you okay? Like, what's wrong?" And I was like, "I don't know if I'm okay." Like my adrenaline was pumping, kind of in a weird headspace. I almost drove home right after the finale because
Yeah.
I'm right there. I'm like an
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, you're really close. Yeah.
yeah, so I was like this close to like asking my dad, like, yeah, because my dad and mom were there too, and I was like, "Yo, let's just like go home," and he's like, "Nah, let's go in the morning." And then I'm glad I stayed because I ended up seeing Ryan's dad at the hotel in the morning and spending time with Ryan and his family and stuff before.
We just hung out and drank beers all night afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
everything just felt so boring about life for weeks because you're stuck chasing this high for 18, 20 days, and all of a sudden you're just going back to like taking the kids to school and going to the grocery store. And I remember taking a shower Monday morning before I took the boys to school, and I opened the shower curtain and my wife was curling her hair, and I was like, that did just happen, right? Like that was I wasn't in a coma and had this wild dream. And she's like, no, that shit happened. But it's just so crazy.
And I think it's different too. Like going the distance, I think it's different too. I think because those last couple of days, Ryan and I were really like, I remember when the second to last day, we were looking at each other like, bro, we don't this is it. I only got one more day to give you. Like, we're emotionally taxed. We really want before we saw our families, we were in the patio literally saying, we want to see our families. Like, we literally said to each other, like, bro, I want to see my daughter. And he's like, I want to see my dad. Like, I miss my family. I want to call my dad. I want to call my wife. And then like 10 minutes later, we see them. So I think if it was like 2 or 3 or 4 days longer, I would have just like been okay with where things were. Because I think that distance is a lot.
So a few people have asked the same question. They said, how long did you have to keep the secret? So I had to keep the secret for a year. My 2 children had to keep the same secret. These 2 boys had to keep the secret for 2 years. And you want to know how? You're threatened with a $5 million NDA lawsuit. So it's pretty easy to keep your mouth shut when you run the fear of being sued for $5 million.
And that's the thing, like, it's very hard for me to keep a secret because obviously my closest friends and family had to all sign NDAs too. You know what I mean? Like, everybody that was going to know about it had to sign an NDA. So I have to tell everybody, like, if it gets back to you that you opened your fucking mouth, like, my hands are wiped clean. Like, I can't do nothing about it, But, like, even when I'm out with the boys and I have a couple of whiskeys in me, they have to watch me be like, we know this fucker's got a loose lips after a couple of drinks, like. So that, like, if someone mentions Hell's Kitchen, everyone's just like, no, don't talk to him about it. Don't talk to him. He's not allowed. And I'd be like, it's okay, lads. They're like, no, $5 million. You're not allowed to talk about it. So, big up to the boys that had to sign NDAs that kept me out of trouble as well.
Yeah, I told he was 5 at the time, and I was like, it was really hard for Daddy to be gone for 5 weeks, right? And he goes, oh yeah, I missed you, Daddy. I said, well, if you tell anybody, I'm going to go to prison for 9 years. And he was like, oh my God. So locked him up. Well, he locked him up tight.
While the show was airing, dude, I was walking to the grocery store and this guy just like pulls over and he's like, hey. I'm like, who is this guy? He comes up like, you're the guy from the show. And I have to tell my daughter, who's 7, and when we shot it was 5, like, hey, don't tell anybody. You can't say like how I did.
Yeah.
At this time the show was airing, but you can't say like, oh, my daddy, got second place. Like, it used to be, like you said, we would go out to eat, dude, and it would be a matter of minutes before Saxon would tell the servers, like, my dad was on Hell's Kitchen, and I would have to be like, it was cool. It was cool, and I would have to be like, it's your upcoming season. Can't really say much, and that's about it. But yeah, she was, like you say, the kids just are so excited, dude. And like,
well, she's so excited for you and like proud of you. It's my kid. My oldest is 9 now, and he's still like, I'm so proud of you for winning Hell's Kitchen, Dad. I'm like, Jesus, man, that was so like 2 years ago.
Your kids out of nowhere will hit you with like, you're the best chef in the world, Dad. And you're like, damn, wow, okay, I'm doing something. Yeah.
I made that air fried corn dog really hit the spot. You love
cheese, though. Yeah.
That Velveeta, I'm untouchable.
But you know what, though? It's great, though, to have those little nuggets. Like, obviously, your kids are great to you. Like, I don't know how it feels to have kids, but it's great to have.
You will.
Like,
you will.
Hopefully not. So, but it's great. It's great that you can have a day where like you're probably not feeling the best, but you still have to put a smile on your face for your family, and then your kid just walks up to you and just hits you with that. Like, I know that if that was to happen to me, I'd crumble like a fucking ton of bricks. Like, regardless, I'd be a weeping mess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But well, you might be, but like 30 minutes before they told you that, they probably hit you in your nuts and called you a hot piece of shit. So
exactly.
you get a lot of balance raising children. There's some very humbling moments, and then there's some like where they're like, "You're the best daddy in the world. I love you." Dinner tonight really sucked though, and you're like, "Okay, great, I appreciate it."
Okay. Like, I know you won Hell's Kitchen, but that was some shit fucking food, Dad.
Yeah, I don't know how you won. That steak was terrible. I'm like, oh, okay. Great.
Like, I don't really like yellow cheese. Can we go get McDonald's?
It's
you
the
ate this
wildest
last
thing.
night.
Yeah, you liked goldfish yesterday. What do you mean you don't like goldfish anymore?
Just test
So
your patience.
bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my God.
Hold on, wait,
It's
hold on, wait. You feed your kids goldfish?
bro, they're 7 and
I'm
9.
only
I'm
joking.
happy.
I'm only
I'm
joking.
happy that listen, my 7-year old eats probably 2 to 3 Lunchables a day.
Oh, it's
Like
amazing. He's bulking
he's a
up, right?
he's a
What's his
processed
workout
food.
regimen like?
Uh, Basically do a few bumps of cocaine and then bounce off the walls for 12 hours.
Okay,
He's my
sounds good.
my youngest is absolutely bananas.
Yeah.
He's the best. I love
That's
him.
amazing,
So
dude.
good.
Just make sure that you don't tell him there's a favorite, okay?
They they're both my favorites. They're both so incredibly.
Do
They're
you
both so
involve them
different.
a lot in like clearly your career and stuff, but like things like this, like will they be how involved in like what you're doing? Have they been to the Hell's Kitchen
AC,
you're at?
yeah.
Yeah.
So they came. The whole family came up on the 1 year anniversary of it being open. So in September, they all came up. They sat in the dining room. I gave a huge speech to the entire restaurant. So that was cool for them to see. They had a limo pick them up. They stayed in a suite up here. Caesars took great care of them.
That's it.
January the 3rd through the 10th or 11th, I had a gig in Nicaragua where I was cooking for the Roberto Clemente Board of Health, and they offered to either pay me to go or to bring my family with me, and so I brought the whole family, and so we get to stay in the Pacific. The backyard had an infinity pool that like went into the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, that's it.
We went surfing 3 days. It was really cool to give them that experience so they could get a better perspective of life in the world. If you're only stuck in the same bubble forever, you think that's the way the whole world is. So I want them to experience life and things outside of the norm. And I mean, Nicaragua is one of the like poorest countries in the world. So for them to see how little those people had, but how kind and lovely they were, whether or not it resonates with a 7 and 9-year-old, that's one thing, but I'm glad they got to go.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? The best thing about this, and I say this to Johnny as well, like all those little things that you're talking about, all those little wins that you get to share with your family, the best thing about all this, lads, is that they do know what it's about, and all of it is just fucking food. We're all able to do this because of food, and that's the be-all, end-all. The simplest point that you can make is that we're able to do all these things, and things in the future because of fucking food, lads. It's just that simple. It blows my mind every day. It absolutely blows my mind every day to be how lucky we are to be in this industry and love it, because if you don't love it, it ain't gonna love you back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the best thing about it, and fucking hats off to the both of you. You're doing great as parents, and to be able to show off, your lives, give better lives to your kids through food is, probably the best thing in the world. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Yeah,
It's changing.
I've said it a lot.
The industry has not always been like that for families and kids too. So it is interesting. Yeah. Someone like Emerald Lagasse really kind of like when I was a kid, you put it on perspective. It's like this chef who is at the time one of the biggest celebrity chefs has 2 sets of families, 2 kids, and it really put into perspective really that like, it's not the easiest at that time. It was not the easiest industry. I think now with COVID, mental health, the industry changing, like social media, private chefs, different things like that. I think it's changing the stigmatism behind having to sacrifice your personal life and your mental health to be that successful. I think is changing, where it's cool now to share it like we are with our families and to have moments like that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to choose between your family and your career.
About your Lunchables.
Whatever. I'm raising children. They're not going to be eating filet mignon and lobster every night. Also,
I
I
swear,
couldn't afford it.
If this conversation is anything like Discord, I don't know what Discord is. If it is, do us a favor. Fuck off, yeah?
Don't get trapped in a Discord. You'll lose your marbles.
I don't have any of them, thank God. I don't have any of them, and I don't want to. Like, I live in the real world. People should try living in the real world. It's fantastic. It's fantastic over here.
I just didn't.
Like, in the real world,
go eat a Lunchable.
In the real world, you can put whiskey in your coffee. It's great.
I don't think you should ever have to choose. So when I owned my restaurant, I worked about 90 hours a week for 3 years, and I never saw my children. No career is worth that. None. Nothing is. There's nothing that should sacrifice not being a father or a mother to your children. That's your most important responsibility on the planet. If you have kids, that's your responsibility. You're raising humans that will one day be responsible adults, hopefully, and they'll be able to vote and drive and have friends and families. You better make sure that they're set up for success. Otherwise, you have fucking failed.
Yeah.
And that's you can fail at your job and it will probably be okay. You fail at raising your kids, not great.
No, I agree with you. Like I said, you know what I mean? I wouldn't know much about having kids and stuff like that, but I can definitely, resonate with the fact that it does take over your life and there has to become a point, and, Johnny touched on it a while ago about how different the industries are changing, that you actually have to change and, make it, more about life than work because, like you said, you were fucking never seeing your kids and it was all about working that life. And now you are lucky enough that you get to make the decision that you make it more about life than work, but you get the best of both worlds because you can still make it good and you can still actually, get involved, while you can still make a pretty penny while you're doing it as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everything's different now.
Yeah.
Everything's different now. And I travel more, but I'm also happier now than when I was 90 hours a week at the restaurant. So it's changed everything.
That's crazy.
You also take off your jumper like a psychopath.
What?
Your jumper.
It's hot. Over here sweating, talking about Lunchables.
I said you take off your jumper like a psychopath. Like usually I just tear mine over my head. Hold on.
Try not to expose myself.
I don't think anybody knows what a jumper is. Like a jumper is a hoodie.
A jacket.
It's just what we call it back home. A jacket, a jumper, yeah. I don't know why it's called a jumper.
I don't know.
If anybody knows why we call it jumpers back home, let us know. Yeah. There's a lot of things I don't know in what I say. There's a lot of people that teach me about words that I say from back home. I'm like, I never knew what that word meant, but I say it. It's cool. You know what I mean?
I've never heard of a jumper. Is it because you jump into it?
I don't know. No, I don't know. If anybody knows why it's called the jumper,
like a
jumpsuit.
Yeah,
I want. If I was Joe Rogan, I'd be like, "Hey, Jamie, look that up for me real fast. Why is it called a jumper?"
I mean, that's the next best thing, lads. You know what I mean? Used to get on to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan has never had. I mean, he probably had. Did he ever have Bourdain? Did he ever have Bourdain on the podcast? He did, didn't he?
Yes, one time.
They
were friends.
Podcast once.
Yeah.
Did he ever have any other chef after Bourdain on the podcast?
He's had Philip Franklin Lee.
Yeah.
He's had
from Sushi Bar.
Yeah, they're friends. In fact, I think Philip opened a spot in Austin because Joe was there.
I think he invests in it behind. He has to, dude.
Yeah, I think he's had Adam Perry Lang on, and I know he's had another guy that has like a pizza shop in New York, but I'm not sure about any other. He should have Gordon on. That would be a phenomenal podcast.
It would be savage.
It would.
It'd be great.
It would be. You know what I mean? I think it'd be something that he'd want to. Not like Gordon needs it's not like Gordon needs the recognition of like, oh, I just thought a special on Netflix. Like the man's got 14 different TV shows over at any given time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but a 3-hour in-depth conversation.
Yeah,
a 3-hour in-depth Joe Rogan-led conversation with Gordon. I think it'd be deeply insightful and have a lot of nuggets of wisdom buried in there.
Fuck,
well, have you seen the one that he done with the lads over in England?
Yeah, it's very
Gordon.
broad. Yeah, Carter has. No,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'll send you the link to it. I think it's called like it's like not the information podcast. It's one that he done a couple of months ago, but it's like really insightful. He's not talking like he's a chef. He's talking like, somebody that's worked his bollocks off to be where he is. And it's great to get the insight on it, you know what I mean? And you can actually see where he came from. He talks about his childhood. He talks about, what he had to do to get where he is and like the tough days. And, it's a great podcast. It's very insightful. But it's mad that you can, take someone like, again, myself, yourself, Johnny, you know what I mean? I don't think any of us came from fucking anything, but, the things that we have to do in order to get where we need to go. And, like, again, he talks about sacrifices and stuff like that. It's just amazing to see that side of it because a lot of people just see him as a chef on TV and don't actually look at him as a real human being. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's to see somebody that is held to such a high stature and then to see them break it all down to them just being a regular human being as well, but just functioning on a higher scale. You know what I mean? It's just mad. It's mad to see that. You know what I mean?
Well, I love his book is phenomenal, but like knowing what circumstances he grew up in, alcoholic father, brother strung out on heroin, super poor, his knee ruined his entire dream of being a footballer, and then to go to another country where he didn't speak the language to really pull himself up and create a new brand for himself, and to come from all of that to establish the empire that he has now with over 5,000 employees, God knows how many restaurants, Michelin stars, and TV shows. that's not an easy task, and
No,
it's something to really admire and respect. No matter if you like the man or not, you can't disagree with his work ethic, his passion, and his pursuit of excellence. You just can't disagree with it.
absolutely not. And it's funny you say that because right in front of me now it's Restaurant Gordon Ramsay and the
I love
Story of
that book.
Excellence. I'm literally looking at. I'm
Love that
literally
book.
looking at it right now.
It's such a good book.
It's unbelievable. If anybody hasn't gotten it, this isn't a plug. It's just a fucking sick
It
book. Restaurant Gordon Ramsay,
is.
Story of Excellence. Go read it. It's unbelievable. All of his books are unbelievable. I mean, I've read every single one that he's put out there. Sadly enough, but it's like, you know, it's just to get the insight of somebody that we love doing it, somebody that we can relate to, and it makes it
Yep.
relatable for us. And even though that we're done with Hell's Kitchen, like shooting it, you know, we're not done with it in our lives, but like he still inspires me every fucking day. Like, you know, and they say, I posted something the other day, you never meet your idol because you're afraid in case,
Bro,
you know,
I
what they might say that you don't
wake
look
up
at them in
every
the same
morning
light.
with his picture.
But at the
You should
same
just
time,
draw the poop emoji on his face.
Yeah.
I've got a
We
picture
call
of
him
Jason
Uncle
next to
Gordon
my
in
bed.
the house. We call him Uncle Gordon.
I've got
It's
a picture
so
of Jason
crazy,
next to my
man.
bed. It's just like a big dick I drew there the other day. It's great. I just have it next to my bed. We'll all have to do self-portraits of Jason again. I'm surprised he's not in here. If Jason knew you were here, he'd be all over the shit, just fucking giving you shit about something.
He's got to be sick.
I don't even know why. I don't
No,
even know why.
I wouldn't either. He just would have to. Like, he'd just have to. You know what I mean?
Actually,
I mean,
he's in here.
I wouldn't
Yeah, he's in
take it very well.
No,
No, he's in.
absolutely. Nobody does. Nobody does. Jason's not in it, I don't think.
He means
Yeah,
well.
whoever said
He means
up
well.
Mayo, up the Rebels, no Mayo. Mayo was not for Sam. Sorry, lads, you won't know what that means.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, no, you won't. It's always funny. It's only for the Irish people. So look, Alex, is there any questions that you think that would probably like to get off your chest that people are going to ask you, or if it's do you want to take some questions? I know we're busy men. Johnny's on baby patrol. We got to get to work. So is there anything that you'd want to say? Or here he is, Jason. Jason has anything to say. I know Jason has a question for Alex. Sure, he has a great one.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Fire
Or if
away.
anybody wants to jump in, and shoot Alex some questions about his season or about us and everything else we're doing, because I've no doubt that the three of us will do something in the future.
Yeah.
So that's always something to look forward to.
Should we bring Jason in here?
No, let's leave Jason off.
There's already one screaming baby on here. Let's not add another one.
Shit.
I'm just busting his balls. I don't know the guy. I've never talked to the guy.
Shots fired.
I'm good. I'm quick on my feet. No, man, we did 500 reservations last night. It was crazy in here. I mean, it was absolute. Last Saturday we set a record. We did 576 covers last Saturday.
Fucking hell, that's a lot of wellies, man. I would hate to be that chef.
There's one lady. All she does is make 3,000 Wellingtons a week.
Wow, bro.
I hope she's on top dollar, because that is one painstaking job.
We did $69,000 in sales in a Saturday night last week.
No
And
way.
this is why he's so good at what he does, man. You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous.
Insane. It's insane. But this is a union property, so wages here are nuts. Like we basically pay about $50 an hour for a line cook.
What?
How much?
$50
$50 an
an
hour.
hour.
So hear me out. They get paid around 28 to 36 bucks an hour, but then there's another $15 to $20 that's tacked on for union dues, insurance, all the other fees they have to pay, and then they can just call out kind of whatever they want without getting reprimanded for it. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. I've never worked with a
HR
union
is ruining
before.
the industry.
How do I like Atlantic City compared to home? I mean, I'm here 5 days a month. It's, my view is pretty nice. I'm in the restaurant about 10 or 11 hours at night. So I get in there around 3. We get done around 12 or 1 a.m.
Damn.
I come back to my room. I go to bed, I wake up, I go to the gym, I get food, I come back to my room until dinner service. So I don't have a car. I don't get to experience Atlantic City. It's 30 degrees outside right now. So I don't know. I don't really see much of Jersey. I fly into Philly. They have a car pick me up. I come straight here. I go straight to work, and then I go home.
That's easy.
You don't do a cold plunge in that beautiful ocean right outside your window, no?
Yeah.
They have a cold plunge here at Caesars, actually. So they have a spa at the gym. So after the gym, I go to the steam room, the sauna, the cold plunge, and then I'm off to get breakfast.
Savage.
Same system every morning.
Oh, that's amazing, bro. I hate working out.
Yeah, I was about to say I came from the gym, I didn't. I just crawled myself out of bed and made breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I've established a pretty good routine and habit about it now. The day I got my headshot from Fox, I was like, dear God. So I was 239 when I filmed Hell's Kitchen, and I weigh 209 now.
That's all right, 30 pounds.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man. Good for you.
Yeah,
no games.
it's taking a lot of work, but you feel better. Honestly, there's more mental benefits than physical. It's just kind of the added bonus that you don't look fluffy.
Of course. Yeah. But you know what, though? Everybody loves a bit of cushion for the pushing.
Well, hopefully nobody's pushing on you, but whatever, do your thing. Do your thing. Everybody likes to get pegged every now and then, I guess.
Hey, real men tell the truth, yeah?
So that's how you got your work visa.
Hey, that's it, kid. You know what? Fucking if she wants it, she gets it. But seriously though, I think the best thing that could have came out of this, for the three of us, is definitely to have the respect for one another, no matter what we are as chefs, or if we're just regular people, but just somebody in the industry. And I think a lot of people get lost in the fact of we're not social media entities, we're not influencers, we're just chefs that fucking got picked to be on a TV show and did really well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that the fact that we can all have this similar respect for each other and have actually go out and do the things we're doing, I think is the best message that we can take away from all of this. You know what I mean? So I think probably a lot of people have no idea what the fuck I'm saying right now, but I know you do, and that's all that kind of really matters at the same time,
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of luck that we all three got just by getting casted to be on the show. You got 18 to 20,000 people applying to be on Hell's Kitchen. Somehow they picked these three dorks. Luckily we weren't all on the same season, but we were a week apart. We were a week apart from each other, and it's just crazy to think. Not only did we get the opportunity to be on the show, but then we performed well enough, we thought clear enough, we cooked well enough, we led well enough, we managed stress well enough to make it to the end. And that's a very small group of people. And so that should be respected by anybody and everybody. But honestly, coming out of it, I've gotten so much more humble, thankful, and gracious because of it, because I know where I was 3 or 4 years ago. And I know how much opportunity I've had now to do things that I never imagined I would get to do. The people that I've gotten to meet, the places I've gotten to go. I'm just an overall happier, more blessed, thankful person now. And I don't take it lightly, and I don't forget about it. So, I'm just doing my best to maintain that, and hopefully I can make the world a better place now than I could have 4 years ago.
Yeah. It's crazy that we're just, like you said, three dorks cooking food, and now we have this platform where people care about our opinions and what we say and the stories we tell, and people's question all the time is is it real? Is it real? This is about as real as it gets. These people in front of you, we're live in our houses, you're at work, it's about as real as it fucking gets. We're not influencers, we're social media Mongols, we're not these guys. It's built from the ground up, just from us fucking working hard. And I had that moment on the way back after watching the finale, just thinking to myself, we're sharing it with all these people, but selfishly, we built this all from fucking being a line cook, a dirty line cook in the beginning. These
degenerates.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The days you wanted to quit, you didn't want to go back to work the next day, or you're opening your restaurant, you're working 90 hours a week, and you don't think ahead and look at these moments where it's it's going to pay off, it's going to be worth it, but it does. And this moment, I told Ryan the other day, this is the most exciting part of our lives, and it's cool to share it with you, with Ryan, with my family, my girlfriend, my kids, everybody. It's wild, dude. It feels surreal. It still does.
Yeah, I'm just trying to give people the message that, just don't quit, because you just don't, you have no clue what's coming. Unless you are dead, you have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow, the next week, the next month. So just don't stop, because opportunity comes in all kinds of different ways. You just put the work in, and opportunity seems to follow. And it might look a lot like luck, but luck looks a lot like hard work. And you just can't, I think Ashton Kutcher said that, but it's not, you just can't, you can't give up on yourself. And the reason there are successful people is because they're willing to do the things that the unsuccessful aren't. And there's a reason there's more followers than leaders. And it's most people don't want to take that risk and put themselves out there. They fear failure. And you could make a total ass of yourself on Hell's Kitchen. You really could. It'd be very easy to suck something horrible. But
we all did. We all did in one shape or form. We did.
Yeah. And it's just not being scared to embrace that and risk the failure to have an awesome success. And so congrats to both of you on earning what you deserve. And
cheers, brother.
I'm proud of you both. It was so fun to watch it, especially since we've talked and I know you. It was so funny. I've never been able to watch this show and know people that were on it, and honestly I've known the outcome for over a year now. So it's like I knew how it was going to shake out, but it was so fun to watch, and you both represented yourselves so well. You're both fucking talented, and I cannot wait to see what happens.
Love that. Boys, I don't think that we could possibly end the fucking live on a better note than that, lads. I think, we're just going to take the piss out of it after that. So, you know what I mean? Lads, fucking great fucking live today. We're going to see if we can get these up on YouTube for everybody that wants to know. We're going to try and actually figure out how to record these. Obviously, get it on the live, but then put it up on YouTube so people can skip through and, listen to whatever parts they want. A lot of people want to see it on YouTube. So, Alex, thanks very much, bud, for taking the time to chat to us today. Thanks to everybody for getting involved. Fucking fantastic live today, boys. Johnny,
much love, guys. Appreciate it. Really cool to sit down and talk with you guys, do this with everyone. The chat was great. Anybody has any questions we missed, we'll try and get them. And yeah, we're trying to get it on YouTube. We're just struggling with the internet, so we're just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Three chefs don't know how to put shit on YouTube.
And if you're still on Discord and Reddit, move out of your mother's basement. Yeah, fuck's sake.
Hey, Johnny, I'll be in LA the week of August 21st. So let's figure out I'm going to try to go to Dave Barron's restaurant. Is it Pastuli? Yeah. I told him I was coming out, so I'm going to try to get out there for that place. Yeah. I know, and so
we'll connect that. We'll make it
work. We're doing a DTLA dinner, so we'll all get connected and try to figure out how to make it work.
So you're on the 21st?
It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
I love that.
Johnny, have you decided what dates you're going to do? Because I was talking to Josh yesterday. He sent me the dates. Because you're doing yours with Alejandro, Alex, right?
Yeah.
I took the last day just because that last time it was like the chef's day and it was kind of fun and it's all chefs eating, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to be the last one to blow it out just because I'm from around the area. So, and Sammy took the first one because she wants to be the first one to break the kitchen in.
Maybe
which I can't wait to see that kitchen.
Yeah. Does he get a new kitchen? Did he?
He's getting it redone.
Yeah, he's building it out right now. Yeah.
Fucking sick. All right, maybe I'll try and do mine around the same time as Alex and Alejandro, so because I actually want to be at the one you're cooking at, Johnny, and I don't want to come within the same 2 weeks. Because I think me and Johnny are going to try and do something with Mourinho again, kind of like what he did. He reached out to me yesterday, and there's a bunch more dinners at Napa because there's some of the membership that live at my country club. A few of them work for a couple of wineries or own a couple of wineries, so they want to have us up there to do some dinner. So I think I'll spend a lot of time in LA this summer. And I think me and Alex are definitely going to do a dinner as well. I think, Alex, I believe you're going to Taste of Livongo, right?
Where's that?
Did someone told me you were going to the fucking to the US Virgin Islands for a dinner in May?
Oh yeah, yes, that's correct. I'll be there. I didn't know what it was called. Mike sent me a text last night and said, "You still down for going to the Virgin Islands to cook?" And I was like, "Yeah, don't know any details, but sure, yes, I'm down."
Yeah, me neither, but I see you there, bud.
I'm bringing my leopard skin thong, so let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, I got the same one.
Jason's listening. Let's go.
Twinsies.
Yeah. All right, boys, take it easy. Yeah, have a good one.
All right, have a good one.
Happy Sunday. Take care.
Man.
Good luck.